What is up, guys? This is LJ Tech here, and today we're going to be looking at the AM8. This is one of the newest additions to FIFINE's arsenal of affordable microphones, and this comes at around $55. But don't let that price fool you, because for that price, I believe this microphone really packs a punch and should be on your radar. So let's get straight into it. As a disclaimer, FIFINE did send out this microphone for me to review, but that doesn't affect anything I have to say about this microphone. They don't get to see this review before being uploaded, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And just so you know, I will be using this microphone through USB for the entirety of this video, just to give you an idea of the sound quality that you can expect out of the box. As far as what comes in your box, once you open the box, you're going to get a desktop stand. You also are going to get, obviously, the microphone, and you're also going to get a USB-C to USB-A cable. And while the microphone comes with a stand, I would actually recommend that you purchase a boom arm just to have the microphone in a more comfortable position, which the stand that it comes with would not allow. Checking out the build quality, the microphone feels solid overall. It's mainly made out of plastic, but I believe that was to be expected given its price point. Nonetheless, even if the microphone is mainly made out of plastic, it does not feel cheap, and it has some heft to it. And I believe the only part that is not plastic, that is made out of metal, is the microphone's yoke. I'm not going to bore you too much talking about the microphone specs, so I'm going to put something on the screen somewhere so you can see the specs for yourself. Now, talking about the design very briefly, the microphone has like a square-ish body, which is very different from your traditional microphones. I am personally not a fan of this, and I would have personally preferred a more classy, rounded design. In terms of the microphone features, this microphone is a dynamic microphone, which means that you would preferably be talking on top of the microphone like I am here, at roughly about a 45-degree angle. The microphone also features two knobs, one for the headphone volume and one for the microphone's volume. The only thing I have to call out as far as the build quality is concerned is the fact that the knobs have a cheap feeling to them, especially the microphone gain dial. It is very wobbly, and even at this price point, I do not expect for a microphone knob to feel that cheap. Nonetheless, overall, it doesn't cause any issues. I can turn the dial without any problems, but it's something to keep in mind when you're purchasing this microphone. And I am not sure if this is a common issue with this model, but it's something for FIFINE to keep in mind and improve on. The microphone also features a capacitive mute button that you can touch to mute your microphone. I would not touch it, but it's somewhere around here. And it's very easy to toggle. One thing I noticed is that when I'm pulling the microphone with the boom arm, I would sometimes grab the microphone itself and accidentally touch the button. So something to keep in mind, it is very easy to toggle. Additionally, you also get a capacitive button for the RGB, so you can switch between the different RGB colors and effects. And you can also long press it if you want to turn it off, like I have it here. I prefer personally to have it off because I am not a big fan of RGB on my peripherals. I don't mind RGB, behind my desk or behind my monitors, but I personally think that it's too much on the microphone. So I would, most of the times, if not 100% of the times, just have it off. However, you do you. If you like RGB, you can just turn it off for that 15% FPS boost in all your games. And in terms of input options is where it gets interesting, because this microphone features both USB-C and XLR. Like I said before, I am right now using the microphone through its USB-C input. And you've been hearing the sound coming from this microphone for the entirety of this video. And when I checked the recordings on this microphone, when I was testing it to my ears, it sounds amazing. I do not have any complaints about the microphone sound quality. And again, while not testing it through XLR, I did listen to a few recordings comparing XLR with USB, and I personally barely noticed any difference in sound quality, which is in my opinion a great problem to have, because it means that you don't have to go out of your way and purchase an audio interface just because you want better sound quality. Like, you will get great sound quality either or. Getting now into a topic that's really important to me personally, it's how this microphone handles background noise. And in short, it's excellent. I barely hear any background noise when recording, despite living in a somewhat noisy environment. I was using a condenser shotgun microphone before for my recordings, and the change to this in terms of background noise is night and day. This is mainly thanks to the microphone having a dynamic capsule, which means that it would only focus on the sound that is right on top of it. Proper mic positioning also plays a big part here, so you would preferably have the microphone rather close to you, no more than 2 to 6 inches away, and at a roughly a 45-degree angle. And I want to finish this review by reminding you that this is a USB and XLR dynamic microphone with also a 3.5 millimeters headphone input for direct monitoring, a capacitive mute button, separate volume dials for both your headphones and your microphone's volume, as well as RGB if you like that. And you get all of this for just $55. Granted, it is not perfect, like the knob's quality could be improved. However, for the price, it is really hard to fault it. And that is absolutely mind-blowing to me. If I looked a few years back with how the market was a few years ago, in terms of these kinds of features, maybe except for RGB, you will have to be willing to spend upwards of $100 to be able to get something like this. FIFINE brings a lot of value to the table with this mic, and the barrier of entry for someone wanting to get into content creation, it's now much smaller. When we get products like this in the market, it's an overall win for us, the consumers, in the end. And I would love to see how much more FIFINE can bring us as time goes on. With all that said, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it and you find value on it, hit the like button and let me know in the comments what you think about this microphone, or if you're planning to buy it yourself. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos.